Welcome back to Technology YouTube channel. So, a Fury GPU by Dylan Barry. He has made a Fury GPU. Basically, it made a GPU in his free time, and it took him 4 months. And he uses a Xilinx Spartan 7, which is an FPGA, which is essentially a semiconductor, but you can configure it how you want it. And he essentially made a working GPU which Intel spent billions of dollars to make an Intel Arc GPU. This one person has made it on its own in his free time, just working on this passion project of his. And according to him, he is still ironing out some issues, but he is able to get things to work in Windows. And he says the most important thing was making drivers for it for Windows, and it has 400 megahertz GPU clock and 480 texture unit clock, and it uses PCI Gen 2 by 4 host interface, but and 4 independent tile rasterizer. But this just shows it's not going to beat like RTX 4090 or this big multi-billion dollars company, but this just shows how some individuals are capable of in their free time. And also at the same time, he can run quick in 720p and at respectable frames, and he still knows how to iron out some issues, like there are some optimizations that need to be done on this GPU. But yeah, he essentially did things on his free time and essentially made a working GPU, which is a major achievement for him and yeah, for tech community as such. But yeah, it's pretty nice to see. Next up, we have some news regarding Intel. And yeah, we already know like Intel's i9 14 series and 13 series processors crashes in Unreal Engine 5 games and stuff like that. And now Outpost Infinity Siege, yeah, though this game has a negative response as of now, like it has a mixed response, and the developers are still patching it. But now we know why this CPU is having an issue where it essentially had a unlimited power, and Intel has already acknowledged it. And they had tweeted out like, for as a temporary fix, you should downclock your Intel i9 4900K, 3900K and 13700K to 5 gigahertz, so that you can essentially don't crash the games during playthroughs. So Intel, just for more performance, just pushed their CPUs to its limits, and now it's just crashing it, and because of the unlimited power draw. And Intel should made the standards for the mother manufacturers, but they didn't do it because this is on Intel's part as of now, and they should just fix these things with system vendors and stuff like that. But yeah, it is what it is. Next up, we have some news regarding ray tracing. Actually, when Nvidia introduced ray tracing, it's a pretty nice tech to have, like, but most people doesn't turn on ray tracing features because of the performance hit it took. Like in some scenarios it makes day and night difference, in some scenarios it looks pretty good, but the performance hit on your graphics card is pretty insane. Like in most of the scenarios, from 100 fps to right down to like 30 frames per second. And that's why there is like upscaling text and stuff. But now Microsoft is coming back with a swing, and it is through a pattern which they had filed, and it will essentially make ray tracing work more better. And according to this pattern, they are introducing LODs, which is level of details in the pipeline. And what essentially LODs are, it's like level of detail. So when the subject has went, like after some point in the camera, it just loads less shadows and stuff like that. There's less texture as it goes far away from the frame. But this might give an essential edge over ray tracing capabilities, and maybe we will get a little bit more performance out of red RTX on features. But yeah, it's essentially good. Also, lastly for today, two new Ryzen 9000 CPUs have been spotted in this Ryzen 5, and it has been spotted on the shipping label as tweeted out by Momo underscore US, and it is named Granite Ridge. And Granite Ridge is a next Node Zen 5 processors, and as you can see on the screen, it is one is 6 core and the other is 8 core. So it will be Ryzen 9 9700 and Ryzen 5 9600, and these are essentially going to be 9000 series, and it will be based on 4 nanometer process. And 8 core processor has 170 watts TDP, while 6 core part had 105 watt. And do note this might be an engineering sample, so this TDPs might not make much sense, but this has been spotted. So the launch of Ryzen 9000 series might be debuting pretty soon, and the rumors are like it will be in the second half of 2024, which is a nice thing to see. And yeah, it will essentially be called 9000 series because they already launched 8000 series, so the next processor will be 9000 series, and it will be based on 4 nanometer, and it will be pretty good. Let's But with same IO die as that of 6 nanometer. So yep, it's pretty good. And that's it from me today. What do you think about the news? Sound of your thoughts in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll meet you in the next one. Peace out.